kids, it is time indeed to do what we like to do best, which is give you the goods at high noon on a Tuesday. By the way, Creative Tony, without wasting any time today, the pre-show post of the day goes to my main man, follower 795. Creative Tony and I were just having a conversation about this, I swear to God. And his message was as follows, Tony. Did anybody hear what happened with Paul Tonelli and the PA announcer situation? Bro, you know what's funny about that? All will be answered in just a few minutes because Paul Tonelli will join us today as our special guest on this High Noon broadcast. Tony, I've never seen so much controversy around and speculation and conspiracy theories around a poor bastard who got sick, missed one day of work, and the whole Bay Area is up in arms. But it kind of speaks to the great job that he does because he is awesome, Paul Tonelli, at what he does down at Levi's as the PA, the voice of the game. But there's all these theories flying around, Tony. Like, is Paul Tonelli missing? Did he vanish? I don't know.
And there's also the other guy's name. I forget his last name, but Danny. I apologize for not knowing his last name, but he is the other in-stadium announcer who does a great job. Like during commercial timeouts, he'll be doing stuff for the field. He'll share stuff with Michael Kennedy, Jen Violet Kennedy's husband, and there was rumors flying around about his health on these articles, and Paul can talk about it. But yeah, Paul pretty much lost his voice and was unable to do the Monday Night Football game. And what you could hear in the background, people were like wondering if it was AI generated, but I don't know exactly who filled in for Paul, but we can find out at 12:30 when we ask him when he comes on when he comes on and joins us, because we can get to the bottom of it all, because he sent me some articles earlier that I couldn't access, but he wants to just get to the bottom of it because it's just like lots of kind of nonsense going around. Danny Miller.
Shout out to Ramones in their great track, Danny Says. Look that one up. It's fantastic. And then number two, Tony, I think second. What?
Come on. You can't bring out Danny without singing Daniel, my brother.
That's fine. I'm not going to stop you. Dan,
do you still feel the pain of the scars that won't heal? Your eyes have died. Sorry.
No, don't be sorry, dude. If we're going to talk great Daniels, I'm sure one of us has to chuck a LaRussa on the pile. Danny LaRussa is selling cars and karate chop.
LaRusso. Come on, play.
LaRusso. Sorry. Cobra Kai for life. Hey, also, Tony, I got to. You like my moves? Hey, T. Also, a lot of people don't know this, but there's a ton of speculation going on right now on the PNP community chat board. And what's up, everybody? Ray Goodman, good to see you. Rags, Hum Daddy's follower 795, Dom, the Wemmy, on and on. I saw the botanist up there before. I saw John Joseph. Great to see everybody. But people are speculating, why does Creative Tony not have his robe on? After all, it is Roby Tuesday. I'll let you answer that directly. I don't have an answer. That's on you.
So yes, I'm on location again at Longbridge Pizza. And I did forget my robe. There's work going on in my house, so I could not do the show from there. I haven't been able to do the show from there. And of course, I was like, I forgot my robe. So maybe I'll text Neil during the show and see if he can bring me up sort of
one of those butcher coats. You know what I mean? Like one of those white lab coats they chop up the meat with, or like a Longbridge pizza apron maybe would be a good visual, something like that. But anyway, Creative Tony is on location with the
Paulie, we're gonna do this live, okay? Hold on one second. Siri, text Neil Donardi. Okay, it's gonna come up, Paulie.
Give me Neil's voice. I want Neil's voice to transmit on the air if that's possible. I just want a piece of Donardi, you know?
No, it's not. But if he comes up and brings me something to wear, then he can jump on the mic for a sec.
John Joseph checking in going, hey, real men always keep a backup robe nearby, dude, a spare. You know what I mean? A spare robe. I like the way you're thinking over there, John. I really do, man.
So it's like an apron, maybe an apron or a smock or something.
We'll do an apron, sure. Apron, smock, any of those things that they wear in the kitchen for protective purposes. Yeah. Just to decorate Tony just a little bit.
Okay, sweet. I just texted him, so we're good. All
right, good. Hey, did you watch Monday Night Football last night? The 11-2 Patriots, dude. This team's on a rampage. First of all, the Pats, they've won 10 straight. They are the only team in the NFL with 11 wins. It's a hell of a story, but I don't know. They're good. I don't know if they're good enough, though. I know it's crazy to say that, but I actually think some of the NFC teams could beat them if it came down to it. That's just my kind of view of things, but they do look pretty sound on both sides of the ball. I love Vrabel. I guess Vrabel has to be the coach of the year. Right,
dude. Vrabel coach of the year, Drake May, MVP. I mean, Stephon Diggs, maybe comeback player of the year. I mean, this team, dude. Wow.
Who was the linebacker that blew up Jackson Dart on the sideline last night? 53. He came over with
Christian Ellis, dude. And by the way, on that note, Paul Mack, dude. First of all, Christian Ellis. Hey, dude. If you, I don't think they play the Chiefs this season again, but if that's what we want someone to do to Patrick Mahomes when he's
so badly, and knock him right off his feet. Yeah.
if that was Mahomes instead of Jackson Dart, the flags would have gone flying.
There would have been multiple flags on the play. Multiple.
Yeah, dude. There would have been mayhem. It would have been mayhem. And then the social media would have gone crazy. The announcers would have gone crazy. They're headhunting Mahomes. It's a witch hunt on Mahomes. Dude. And by the way, I'd like to introduce something to the show, Paulie. Stand by.
Yeah.
Let us play the game. And then whatever happens, happens. Like the whole throwing the flag and deciding the game one or another. That's what hurts me.
There you go.
I can't believe the Muppet has now infiltrated the soundboard. But what was he saying?
I can't believe I got hit a couple of times with the flags.
What's he talking about, bro?
Here we go. This was remember when it was a Kadarius Toney got called for the offensive offsides against the Bills, and it was that touchdown Travis Kelce. It was a pass down the seam to Travis Kelce.
Yes.
Travis Kelce threw the lateral to Toney, and Toney scored the touchdown. Yeah. Right? They called it back because of offensive offsides.
Well, was he complaining about flags? Is that what he's doing?
Well, this is from a couple of years ago, but I'm like, I was looking for good. I'm like, we need a Mahomes clip on the show. So here's the full clip, and then I can chop it up too. So here we go. Okay. Here we go.
Like, let us play the game. And then whatever happens, happens. Like the whole throwing the flag and deciding the game one or another. That's what hurts me.
That's what hurts me. And here, I'll just
you poor thing, Mahomes. I know this is the guy who's benefited more from flags than any player in the history of the league, by the way.
And so, by the way, and then to compliment that, we have Shelby Harris commenting on Juwan Jennings.
That's some real soft shit.
Remember that?
Of course.
That's some real soft shit.
So here.
Like, let us play the game.
That's some real soft shit.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're having fun. We're having fun.
Nice. Yeah, we are having fun. Nice little collection of sound right there. But Tony, what do you think? Watching the Patriots just manhandle the Giants last night, watching Jackson Dart get blown up. I still like that kid. They got to put something around him in order for the Giants to become a better team. But I will say that, and then, dude, the kicking mishap last night, dude. I don't think I've ever seen that. I don't think I've ever seen a kicker just drive his toe right into the grass. I don't think I've ever seen that in my entire life.
I don't think I've ever seen it either, and we can show it later on in bookmarks too, because I think it was John Boy Media that said this is worse than the Charlie Brown missed field. The Charlie Brown when what's her name? Was it Patty? Patty pulls away the ball and he eats it on the
Lucy.
Is it Lucy? It's Lucy.
Yeah,
okay.
Lucy. Yeah.
They pulled out the Charlie Brown reference, which I thought was great. But yeah, I've never seen that. And did you see that Young-Hoo Kim blamed the weather?
I've seen much worse as far as conditions go. Don't be blaming the weather. That one's on you, Holmes. That one's on your shoulders squarely. So own up to it. What do you think, though, Tony? Now people are starting to have the conversation because the Pats have won 10 straight. They're the only team, with 11 wins in the NFL. How do you view them? Like, do you view them as the best team in the AFC?
Dude, a force. Tell me who's going to stop them right now. I don't know. I mean, dude, Drake May is playing with supreme confidence, man, and he looks damn good. And I also got to tip my cap to Jackson Dart too, because they were saying like, oh, this kid's got to learn how to like avoid contact and learn how to. And he's like, hey, anybody who's been following me as a player knows that's how I play.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what, dude? More power to you, man.
I
mean,
like
yeah,
what he said too. I like what he
Yeah.
said too. He's like, this is the way I play football. He's like, you're gonna get hit. I wish Patrick Mahomes could have the same mentality. You're on a football field. At some point, you are going to get hit. It's part of the game. It's a full contact sport. I don't know what to say.
hold on a second.
Oh, yeah. It's business time.
This kind of business just got a text message from Neil. He says he'll be up in 10 minutes with something for me to wear. So,
Nice.
Yeah.
Denardi delivers again, man. The Denardi promise, of course. Hey, speaking of our great sponsors, you want to just right out of the gate give one of our guys some love today?
let's go.
Yeah, I want to start with Carlos De La Fuente today. Flex Funding, Los D. He's our main man. But we had some good exchanges last night, dude. We got into of all things, and Tony, I believe you were on this thread too. At one point last night, it just popped off. We started talking about, what's his name? Taylor Sheridan, that great creator of so many great shows and movies. We started talking about Taylor Sheridan. But anyway, Carlos De La Fuente, that's not all he does. He's not only a tough love 49er fan, a film enthusiast, he is the money man in the PMP community, handling all of our financial concerns, our goals, our objectives, and however we get there. That's what Carlos can help us with MyFlex Now. You can email him anytime at your leisure for an introduction. Or, by the way, I just want to shout this out again. Carlos, again, dude, is going to join us on Friday. Carlos will be at the party on Friday, which is great news because he's a great hang on top of everything else. Just a good guy to hang out with. But it's an opportunity for all of the PMP Familia members who have been listening to our spots for Carlos this year, thinking like, yeah, man, I think I would like to do some biz with Carlos. Well, Friday would be the day. Make the introduction, start that conversation, and let him know. Let's read one of the very positive reviews. This one's from Christina. She says, I'm reading this one online, Tony. Bear with me. Here we go. She says, This is Christina M, as in Mac, although there's no relation. She says, I have a sister named Christine. It's not my sister. She says, I had the pleasure of working with Carlos De La Fuente on a reverse mortgage purchase transaction, which was a first for me. I want everybody to know from the very beginning, Carlos De La Fuente demonstrated exceptional communication skills. I can back that. Vouch for that. And he also provided clear and timely updates as we progressed along. I highly recommend the services of Carlos De La Fuente. That's just another satisfied customer. That's Christina M. And many of you have met Carlos, so you know about his disposition, his personality. He's a really, really cool dude. Yeah, Carlos, I'm psyched to see you too, bro. Psyched to hang out. I see him on the board right now. I'll see the globe right there. But anyway, give Carlos a call anytime to start that conversation about your financial goals, your financial future. Maybe it's for your business. Maybe it's for your family. Regardless, he can give you the assistance and guidance you need. 925-250-4894. Again, when you're dealing with your finances, we're talking mortgages, we're talking private money loans. Carlos can handle any and all of those. And one of the things I like about Carlos, and you can say this about most of our sponsors, is the experience. Carlos comes to the table a fully formed kind of financial guy. He's not some kid out of school. You're not his first client. Dude, this ain't his first rodeo. He's been doing this for over 25 years. He's got the experience that I know I'm looking for when I'm asking somebody to like deal with my money and stuff. Like, I hope the guy knows what he's doing. And Carlos most certainly does. Again, no appraisal fees, no hidden fees of any kind at any time, no escrow, no title, no appraisal fees. He will not whack you with any of that nonsense. And it's all above boards. And and by the way, if Carlos thinks you are barking up the wrong tree in terms of like your plan or your goal, he'll tell you. He'll say like, you know what, we shouldn't do a HELOC loan right now. That's not right for you. But maybe, in 6 months it will be. But I guess the point is, he will protect you as if he is a family member of your own. So reach out to Carlos, have that conversation, Tony, at 925-250-4894, or shake the man's hand in person on Friday, which I look forward to doing.
Also, Paulie, if you're in the similar boat like us and are now self-employed and are filing a 1099 and you're looking to buy a home, you could look at the Alt-A loan program, which Carlos could help you out with. Because I think more and more people are starting to do what we're doing, and not just in broadcasting, but just going out and working for themselves in whatever field. If you are a 1099 and you want to buy a home, call Carlos and talk to him about the Alt-A loan program. That's another way another avenue that Carlos can explore with you. And also, I just want to say, I got confirmation from Carlos the other day that he's been working with a dear friend, Pete Cruz, in Belmont, San Mateo, Belmont, a friend whose kids go to school with my kids. the Cruz family, and they are locking it down. They are doing business with Carlos, and it's all been working out. And it's like, I'm just so happy to hear that these relationships that Carlos is building through our show are happening. And it's just a testament to Carlos and the work he does, and the digging and the kind of the relentlessness of him, and the hashtag one-stop shop for Carlos De La Fuente. So give him a call, 925-250-4894. And I stress, call, just get a taste of the Los. Give us the Los. 925-250-4894, or email him at carlos@myflexnow.com.
Well said, Tony. And thank you, Carlos, for all you do. Thanks for everything this year, bro. You've been a huge part of it, and I look forward to going forward with you as well. In fact, Tony, greatest Carloses of all time. I don't know why we haven't done this until today, but let's get the list together. You got Carlos De La Fuente. I'm going to throw Carlos Rogers on the list, former 49er D-back, and help me out with other Carloses, stray Carloses I might be forgetting that are among the all-time greats.
Wow. I mean, Carlos Santana is the first one that comes to mind, of course.
This is why we compile lists, dude. You got De La Fuente, you got Santana, you got Rogers. Who else has a Carlos for us? Throw them on the list. Now we get multiple Santanas now coming through. John Carlos. What'd you say, Todd?
Not one of my favorite Carloses, but there's Carlos Correa in MLB. Who,
good one. Good one.
The whole Carlos Correa saga. That was after the Arson Judge saga. So, Carlos Baerga, says Dub City.
This is why we ask, dude. This is why we ask. Absolutely good one. Carlos Hyde, bro. Another bust out of Ohio State for the Niners. Carlos Hyde, he didn't do jack squat for the Niners, man. And I remember I don't want to get into this, but Carlos Hyde, man. He didn't really get Carlos Boozer, Stevie B. Dude, they keep coming, Tony. More than I expected. I love this.
This is bending the rules, but there's also Giancarlo Stanton. You can go.
I don't know if the judges will accept that, but I like your ambition, Tony. I like how ambitious that was. Yeah, I really do. Speaking of ambitious, can we segue? Because I want to get into this before Paul Tonelli joins us, which will be in about a little bit less than 15 minutes. Can we do your top three? I know you crafted a new top three for us today. And rather than stick that in at the end of the show, let's just get into that right now, if you don't mind.
No, I do not mind at all, Paulie. I'm just looking at my notes here. Yeah, Paul's going to join us at the bottom of the hour at 12:30, so we can get into the top three for sure. And just one more time. Well, first of all, because we're going to do top three.
It's business. It's business time. I know what you're trying to say. You're trying to say it's time for business. It's business time. Ooh.
There we go. And then we'll just go right into it.
Tony's top three. Tony's top three. Tony's top three. Hey, Tony, I got to, again, thank Carlos one more time. Dude, I don't think anybody loves Tony's top three as much as Rags. Rags goes mental when you start playing that song. Rags, that's for you, buddy. But back to Carlos for a second. De La Fuente, he goes, guys, Creative Tony's hometown, the town that he roams the streets of, San Blancan Carlos, bro. San Carlos. Let's get that on the freaking list. San Carlos. By the way, is the Canyon Inn in technically have a San Carlos address, or is it Redwood City? I always get confused.
No, that's Redwood City. Redwood City.
Okay. All I know is it's way up in the hills, dude. It's like a best kept secret on the peninsula. If you know, you know. I've been trying to turn people on forever. It's worth the pilgrimage for people like Patty, who's all the way up in wine country. Patty, get down to the Canyon Inn. As Mike Damone says, you won't regret it. You'll love it. It's like walking into a historical documentation of all eras of Niner football. It's incredible. Anyway, just ask.
No question. And Paulie, I just looked this up. By the way, Charlie Sheen was born Carlos Irwin Estevez. So technically, Charlie Sheen is another Carlos we can add to the list.
By the way, dude, has anybody in this area here seen the Charlie Sheen documentary on HBO? I've seen it. I've seen it. No, it's worth checking out. I'll just kind of leave it there. Man, this kid is he's no kid, but what a piece of work. Charlie Chuck Sheen, dude. Chuck Sheen. Yeah.
You talk about, a memoir. I hope that he's writing this all down because, I know the show documents a lot of it, but dude, that had to be made for television. I'm sure that there's a lot of stuff that you'd rather just put in a book.
Oh, the Hollywood of the 80s and the 90s is not the Hollywood of today. It's as far as as I understand. By the way, how about this? Charlie Sheen for a while was rolling with Vince Neil, like they were hanging out.
Yeah.
Imagine that twosome walking into your restaurant, dude. Sheen and Neil. We're like, oh boy. There's going to be a fist fight within 10 minutes. Batten down the freaking hatches. Vince Neil's here with Charlie Sheen.
And, dude, and I don't know. You're talking about that era of watching more of the Scorsese documentary last night.
Yeah.
How he goes to the hospital and the doctor's like, "You're about to have a stroke. You're about to stroke out." And he's like,
Dude, Marty, tell me. I'm forgetting this part. Was this after the cocaine binge or whatever?
Yeah, basically. And he says he's all bruised because remember his wife, the Italian, his ex-wife, the Italian woman, I forget her name.
There's a few of them. I don't know which one you're referring to.
Isabella Rossellini.
Yeah.
And he said he woke up just all bruised and like literally purple. And so they took him to the hospital, and the doctor's like, "You're not going anywhere." And Scorsese said, "I got work to do. What are you talking about?" And he's like, "You're about to
shooting a new project. I got a new project I'm working on." Yeah. Yeah.
So, anyways, it made me think of that era. Pause, Paulie. Take over the show. Neil just left something at the door for me. Stand by.
Oh, good. All right, let's let Tony get properly attired here, and then we will delve into the today's edition installment of Tony's Top 3. Also, while I have a minute tonight, all you Warrior heads out there, and I would definitely count myself as being one of those, big game at Chase Center tonight. Here come the best team in the NBA, the Oklahoma City Thunder. Will be at Chase Center tonight, and they are riding a 12-game win streak. This team is pretty formidable. Obviously, we've seen them play. Steph Curry, by the way, he's out tonight. Jimmy Butler, I think he's got the bruised glute, so he might not go. I think Butler has been listed as questionable for tonight because this thing could get ugly. This thing could get away from the Warriors. I hope they compete. Nice, dude. Nice. Wow. Oh, I need one of those. Holy smokes, a dancing bear apron?
Yeah, buddy. Dancing bear apron from Neil Zanardi. So there you go.
I need one of those, and Bonnie needs one of those. Hell, I think Rags needs one of those. He can listen to Wharf Rat in his kitchen and make some vittles for dinner. That's amazing. I knew Neil would deliver something. Look how happy Tony looks. He's like a little kid. Look at him.
Dude, this is great. And also, God, man, this is wow. I wonder how long he's had this thing. And
is he in the kitchen flipping pies wearing that thing?
Yeah, definitely. I think this might be his go-to. On the wall behind my laptop is a bumper sticker that says employees must play 5-8-77 before returning to work.
Nice. Great Scarlet Fire. Actually, you know what I love on the 5-8-77? Probably my favorite St. Stephen is on that show. Great St. Stephen on that one. In and out of the garden he goes, Tony. All right, so give me your top 3, and then we'll get Tonelli on the show. What do you got for us today, buddy?
Yeah. Well, first of all, you mentioned it at the top of the show, and we got to get into it a little bit deeper. Looking at all of the teams and how wide open the NFL pretty much is.
It is. I kind of feel like it's anybody's season right now. Like anybody could get hot and do some damage right now.
Unfortunately, that's like Goodell just rolling in the dough. He's loving every second of it. This is what he wants. And
maybe he can bonus himself another $25 million at the end of the season or more.
Sure.
I like Tony at the end of the year. I like to bonus myself. You see, not the people that work for me. I want to give myself a nice round of applause, give myself a multi-million-dollar bonus for a job well done. You know what I mean? By myself. Yeah.
No, thank you. And Dove City says anybody but the Raiders. The Raiders are definitely out of the conversation. Yes.
Well, the Raiders actually, you know what, Tony? Sorry to interrupt you, but let me. Who commented on the Raiders? Dub City. Yeah. Numbers on the Raiders, who I watched on Sunday, just stink the place up to the high heavens. I'll watch Herbert roll right over those guys. Here's the thing with the Raiders. They have been eliminated. They're eliminated from the postseason officially after the loss to the Chargers. And the last time the Raiders won a postseason game, 2003. Okay. Where's the commitment to excellence? Come on, man. Amy Trask is upset. She's a dear friend of ours anyway. Yeah, that's the Raiders for you. They haven't won a postseason.
What's Al Davis saying from heaven right now, Paulie? If you could.
Hey, this is no way to run the silver and black. Actually, Al Davis is probably furious up in heaven. Right. Wait till my kid gets up here. I'll wring his freaking neck. Running my team into the gutter. He's got the Raiders in the gutter. Yeah.
Who do you feel worse for, Browns fans or Raiders fans?
Raiders is they're just an abomination. At least the Browns are trying to win games. They got a decent defense. You know what I mean? The fans still show up. The Raiders are like nomads now.
So you feel worse for Max Crosby than you do for Myles Garrett?
Well, now we're talking individuals. I mean,
Who do you feel worse for? Those two? Because I think I feel worse for Myles Garrett because he's got 19. It's like his effort is being wasted, dude. He's got 19 sacks, and that defense is not bad. They're not a bad defense. And 19 freaking sacks, dude. They pressured Brock Purdy 58% of the time on Sunday. I think that's the most he's ever been pressured.
By the way, I'm just talking. I'm going to say this in hushed tones because this is kind of a recurring pattern this year. You know who allowed the most pressures of Brock Purdy on Sunday?
Well, I think.
Do you know? I do. Do you know who it was?
Is it 71?
Yeah. His
I
play
know.
is kind of, and it's to be expected. I mean, he's had a long Hall of Fame caliber career, but he slipped a little bit this year, quality wise. And yeah, he allowed more pressures of Brock Purdy than anybody else on the O-line on Sunday. Just throwing it out there,
dude. That's pretty crazy. I mean, that's why I was so impressed with Purdy on Sunday, is because he was under pressure most of the day, and I don't know. I just feel like on paper, the stats were not, they were fine. They were average. It was an average day, but he was avoiding guys like Myles Garrett all freaking. Yeah, here's the result. I was looking for this. Nick Wagner posted this. The Browns pressured Purdy 58% of his dropbacks, their highest pressure rate in the game in the past 3 seasons. It's the only time Purdy's been pressured on more than half of his dropbacks ever. Myles Garrett accounted for 6 of those, though the Browns only got Purdy for 1 sack, which was Myles Garrett. So tip the cap to Myles Garrett. I feel bad for Browns fans and Raiders fans, man. Tough stuff.
Well, all right, T. What do you got on your top 3 today?
Yeah, sorry. A long way to get to number 1.
It's okay. I'm part of it. No, we're swerving. It's all good.
Oh, and by the way, sorry, Bolly. You're gonna hate me for this, but
Oh, yeah. It's business time.
What do you got, man?
I got from Dan Ogden. Tom Tolbert is recording right now with Brent Musburger.
Nice.
Shan sent me that picture right now. That's Tom and Brent. And
Nice.
then already in the can and going to be played, I think, later this week or early next week, Tom and Charles Barkley.
Nah, dude, look at Barkley's glasses, dude.
Yeah.
I love that. Nice.
Come on, man. Look at that shot. Look at Charles. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Dude,
I got to tell you, the only time I ever had an in-person encounter with Charles Barkley, he was cool as hell.
Me
Like
too.
the guy,
Yeah.
he's unbelievably cool if you get to hang with him in real life or meet him. Very generous, has time for everybody. So I got nothing but good things to say about Charles Barkley. Come on, your top 3. For the love of God, we're going to make Tonelli
All right.
wait. I don't want to be tardy. I don't feel tardy.
That
Come on.
was funny too. Just a quick side note, Paulie. When I was in Vegas with Tolbert, for the Trinidad Vargas fight in 2000, we covered it. We were on Radio Row the whole week. It was so much fun. But Barkley was there too, and Tom was like, "Hey, dude, I'm gonna go gamble with Barkley. Do you want to come?" And I was like, "Dude,
Yeah, what do I got? 50 grand on me? I don't think so. Barkley's dropping 20K per hand. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So, dude, I think I told you that story then, because I went down there and I was there for like 5 minutes and I started sweating because he was dropping like 20 grand on hands of blackjack.
I start pressuring you. Come on, Tony, put a hand down. Like, yeah, I'm like, dude, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not
Like,
loaded with thousands in singles. You know what I mean?
By the way, 2 massive human beings, and then me like in the middle, walking with those 2 dudes down the walkway of.
And I gotta say, no finer collection of 3 bald gentlemen has probably ever assembled. Tolbert's bald, Tonell's bald, or Tony's bald, and then of course Barkley, all coming in with the skin head. I love it.
Totally.
Yeah.
It was a good time though, and dude, it was fun to watch, but I had to get out of there. So number 1, Paulie, are the Patriots the best team in the NFL as we speak, going into Week 14?
Well, I mean, again, if you're judging it by record, yes, they're the only team in the league with 11 wins to date. They have won 10 in a row. They win very convincingly, so there's a lot of reason to say yes. But I know this is going to sound crazy. My friends in Boston won't like this. I think they're beatable. I think a team like the Rams could beat them. I'd be curious to see another NFC team. I'd be curious to see how the Chicago Bears play them, because of that Bears offensive line. They can really control the line of scrimmage, and what would that do to Vrabel's defense? I don't know. So yeah, I mean, numerically, yes, Tony, but I think they can be beaten. That's kind of my view of the Pats.
I think it's hard to stop Drake May, Travion Henderson too, filling in for Ramondre Stevenson, Stephon Diggs. I mean, dude, Drake May has 3,412 passing yards, dude.
He's really, really impressive. He's so disciplined.
Paulie, 71.5% completion percentage.
Yeah.
276 for 386. He's got 23 TDs and 6 picks, dude.
And he plays so smart for a kid his age. Like, he plays a very disciplined, smart game. Like, here's an example. Last night, at one point, the play broke down. Patriots have the ball. This is, I think, in the second or third quarter. Drake May tucks it in and rolls out towards the sidelines, picks up the first down, and then steps right out of bounds, unlike Jackson Dart. Like, he's just a smart player. He's very impressive, Drake May. I got to give it up.
Yeah. I mean, I got to say, I think that, if the Rams wouldn't have lost to the Panthers, I'd probably say no, the Rams are the best team in the NFL, but the Rams showed that they're beatable too. And that Stafford was due. I got to say, he was
That's
due.
the thing. I don't hang too much stock on that law. Now, if they lose again, it's time to start paying attention. I just think that's just the Rams slipping up for a week. I think when they're revving on all cylinders and with the kind of season Stafford is having, they are going to be a pretty scary team in the postseason, the Rams, as far as I'm concerned.
And so, Robot Centaur is saying the Bears, the Patriots, and the Niners have the easy schedules this season. True, but dude,
the Niners have to play the Colts, and I don't know how easy the Niners schedule is with respect, because the Niners have to play the Colts, they got to play the Bears, and they got to play Seattle. That's 3 tough games right there.
Dude, by the way, Pine Needle, we beat the Rams with 4th stringers and some guys that were working at Home Depot the day before. Great line.
I know that was early in the season, though, man. I don't know. Anyway, I feel you, but at the same time, I have appropriate respect for them because when they're cranking, dude, they're tough.
I have appropriate respect for their defense, dude. I mean, yes, we're talking Stafford, but on the other side of the ball, I've got mad respect for their defense too. So I'm very excited for the NFL postseason, man, because it's anybody's. And dude, how about the fact that if the Lions lose on Thursday, I don't think they're making the playoffs.
And if Dallas beats them, I know, how crazy is that? How crazy is that? By the way, last year, don't forget the freaking Lions had home field throughout, and they lost to the Commanders, dude, on their own field. So, you don't know what's going to happen in the postseason. But what about what I just bounced off UT as far as the Niners schedule? Yes, Tennessee, that's a game you got to win. But Colts, Bears, Seahawks, those are reasonably tough games, I would expect.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And the Colts, I feel like the Colts are kind of
crashing down to earth now.
Yeah.
Maybe their fairy tale things coming. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and what's his name? Former
Danny
Niner.
Jones.
No, the former Niner. Why am I blanking on the?
DeForest Buckner.
Yeah, Defoe is hurt. He's on the IL. So,
and I love Buckner. That's when the decline started, dude. The day we let Buckner walk out the door, I was like, that is such a big freaking mistake, man. That push up the middle.
Or did the decline start when they went to Santa Clara, Paulie?
Well, that's right there for everybody to see now. It's not that cute anymore. I mean, you know what I mean? We've been there more than 10 years, and what do we have to show for it? 0-2 in Super Bowls. I hate its guts. I hate it. I freaking hate it. And by the way, God for freaking bid, we go back and lose another. I don't know if I could recover. Because then we'd become the Buffalo Bills. That means we'd be 0-4 in our last 4 trips. Don't let that happen, Creative Tony. Next time we go to a bowl, we got to win that damn thing, obviously.
And Paulie, by the way, watching that Jerry Jones America's Team documentary, one of the things that was a lasting impression, it reminded me about the Bills and what the Bills fans have been through, because they do a lot of footage of the Bills in that show, America's Team, and I'm like,
Dallas beat them twice, I think, in their run. They they beat the Bills twice,
and it's like, God, and dude, and the Bills, it looks like the Bills aren't going to do it again this year. Like they're struggling, and
their window might be closing. Yeah,
he's having an odd year, man. Like, I don't know, it seems like he's forcing balls, he's throwing picks, I don't know. I mean, I'm a big Josh Allen fan, so hopefully Fireball's finest will come through and make a run in the postseason. Hey, if the Chiefs are out of their way, if the Chiefs don't make it to the playoffs, that's a big hurdle that's out of their way. And Paulie,
by the way, Tony, what would you prefer? As Ralph Barbieri would say, parenthetically, Tony, would you rather see the Chiefs go to the playoffs as a wild card team and lose in their first game, or would you rather see them not make it at all?
Well, hold on.
Like, let us play the game.
Okay, hold
Like,
on.
let us play the game, okay? Come
Let
on,
us
buddy.
play the game.
Oh,
And whatever happens.
Whatever happens, happens.
Whatever happens, come on, man. Come on.
I
Let
don't
me
want
play.
I don't want them going to the Super Bowl. I mean, I don't want them going to the playoffs. I would love it if they don't even make the playoffs. I don't even want them to make the playoffs. Who cares about a loss? Don't even make the playoffs. That is, you want to talk about the kingdom coming crashing down. That would be the kingdom coming crashing down.
And by the way, just another quick word on the I hope we're not keeping Tonell waiting. Is he in the waiting
No,
room?
he just entered the green room, so
Oh,
he's,
okay.
getting fanned with palm leaves. Let him settle in, and then we'll get him in the next minute or two.
Right. The prerequisite tea with honey is being served up right now for Tonell. He'll be joining us in a second. But Tony, I love this too. Don't forget the Super Bowl will be at Levi's Stadium. I don't know if they ever like to look at any weather forecasting. You know, that is like a pretty rainy time of the year. Like, it's not out of the realm that the Super Bowl could be played in like foul weather conditions. I'm just chucking that out there gently.
Dude, how about this? What if the Niners were to have a lucky run and made it to the Super Bowl and wore their new blacks in the Super Bowl?
Stop it. Let's not even go down that road. But that's something they would do. Or they'd wear like their away jersey, something like that. All right.
Hey, we'll just get to number 2 of top 3, and then number 3 we can maybe leave for later at the end of the show.
Okay.
Paulie, number 2, I read about this because the Giants, it doesn't look like they're going to spend what we would hope they would spend.
It's on baseball Giants, San Francisco Giants.
Yes, San Francisco Giants. And I read a report that Joe Lacob has been trying to buy the Giants from the Johnsons for the last couple of years because he's very,
That's right.
very-
Sell it to me, goddammit. No, go ahead. Finish your story. Go ahead.
So I'm just
Take me out
asking
to the
you.
ball game, sons of bitches. You know what I mean? Play ball. Yeah, Jumping Joe. I want jumping. Well, finish your story before I start jumping on.
My only story is that it's a question. I think I already know the answer, but would you like Joe Lacob to buy the Giants and run?
Hell yes. Hell yeah. First of all, Charles Johnson, who is Charles Johnson? He's some guy who lives in the deep South who never comes to the ball game. He strikes me as a guy who doesn't want to spend money. He just likes the cachet and the perks of being a part owner of a Major League Baseball team. Joe Lacob is as hands-on as it gets. Joe Lacob would be involved. He would be at the games. And, judging by his resume, this guy starts making proclamations. He delivers on them. We'll build a new arena and we'll win championships, goddammit. And they've won 4. Okay. And the game is played at Chase Center tonight. So, yes, I'll take Lacob owning the Giants in a second. Yes.
Yes. And it would be like, adios Larry Bear, adios the Johnsons. I would be all for it. And then, like, could you imagine? Give me like a Joe Lacob, first pitch on opening day. Giving it, like, could you imagine Lacob and he throws like a heater?
No, he would too. He'd put some gas on that thing. Here it comes. Get in the crouch, damn it. It's coming. I don't know where it's going, but it's coming. By the way, we're getting a lot of Stevie Grosso going. Imagine the amount of money Joe Lacob would be willing to spend. Give me Aaron Judge. Bring him in. Like, he wouldn't be, I get the feeling Johnson does not want to spend money. I think Joe Lacob would spend what it to build a winner.
Well, if you notice what's going on down McCovey Cove, they've become a real estate company and real estate development company instead of a baseball franchise. It's like,
now I got nowhere to park my car, by the way, for Giant games. I used to park over there. Now there's condos where I used to
I will say I have had a cup of coffee and just kind of pondered life on that new little beach that they did on the other side of McCovey Cove. But I'm not into them being a real estate development company instead of a baseball franchise. Put the money back into the team. The only way they're going to compete with the Dodgers is if they spend. So you got to spend. And they're saying that they already spent on Devers. They already spent on Adames.
I know. Obviously, that's like their like protective, like preemptive statement. Well, wait. We already brought in Adames and we brought in Devers. It's like, yeah, that was last year. And guess what? We didn't even make the playoffs. Okay. So I think we need some additional pieces here, if that's okay with you guys. Well, you're 100% right, Tony. 100% right. And yeah, I mean, how about you? Would you like Lacob or Johnson?
God, yeah. I'd be all over it. It'd be freaking, it'd be amazing. It really would. And I don't know. I mean, it would just be the Lacob era would be great. I don't even know if that report was real, but I saw it and I'm like, you know what? even if the report's not real, it's fun to just to go down that road and talk about it.
Fantasize a little, yeah. Actually, maybe with Jolie. I mean, now I'm going to piss off people, including Tonelli's bosses down there, and then we can bring them in right after this.
Yeah.
Tony, would Tonelli be interested, or would Laker be interested in maybe buying the Niners? You know what I mean?
And bring them back up north, right south of Chase Center. Right south of Chase Center. You got Oracle Park, you got Chase Center, you got
Joe Lacob, you got Joe Lacob Field, bro.
Well,
yeah.
You got Joe Lacob Field right after the mini spheres. Think about all four of those things right down the waterfront in the bay. Mini spheres. There to be what would be the name of the ballpark? Just Lacob Park. I guess?
Something like that, right? Yeah. Lacob Financial Field, something like that. You know what I mean? Lacob Incorporated Field. I don't know. Doesn't matter, but it'll work if Jumpin' Joe's behind it. All right, let's bring in our guest. We've made him wait long enough, Tony. I'll let you do the introduction. Go ahead, buddy.
Well, here he is. He's the stadium voice of Levi's Stadium and formerly of Lamont and Tonelli for 35 flipping years. He doesn't have to wake up at 3:30 in the morning anymore, although he probably still does. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Tonelli joins the show.
How's it going, everybody? Good to see you guys. And if you're going to do a field with Joe Lacob's name, you just got to call it the Lake.
Yeah. See you at the lake.
That would be the nickname.
Oh man,
great call, Paul. I love it.
See you at the lake. I like it better than Levi's. I'm just gently throwing that out there. Hey, by the way, speaking of Levi's and Paul, welcome back to the show. Great to see you.
Turn off the light here.
Yeah. Hold on. What did he say?
He's doing something in his living room. He said he's turning off
doing a little. Yeah. Well, I had to turn off the light here. I had the light on so I could read the music while I was playing the piano while I was waiting for you guys. So
nice. Is your fireplace lit? Did you light a fire?
No, the fireplace is not lit today. So.
I like a good fireplace, especially this time of year. Nice and cozy for the holidays. So, Paul, I'm not making this up, bro. Before we brought you on today at the beginning of the show, there were multiple people on our comment line speculating about the absence of Paul Tonelli. I'm not kidding, bro. I'm not kidding. I'm not there. I swear to God. So Tony was telling me there are conspiracy theories flying around. Some people thought because you missed a game, they brought in like an AI voice. So I'm going to give you the mic and let you kind of explain what happened and why you missed the game, et cetera.
Well, I kind of came down with that crud that's been going around with that cough that lasts for a couple of weeks, and the razor blade sore throats that you get, and the Friday before that Monday night game, so that would be what, the 21st. I kind of started coming down with something, and I notified the VP in charge of game day production, LJ Laura Johnson. She's a great gal, and she runs a very good ship there at Levi Stadium doing the game day productions. I mean, she's juggling so many plates. If you ever saw the job that she had to do during game day, it's incredible. All the moving pieces that go into putting that game day production on. Anyway, so I let her know on Friday. I got to keep an eye on this thing. I'll let you know about Monday. I kept in touch with her over the weekend. She made the call to say, hey, even if you're feeling better, I don't want you, in tight quarters in the press box with 20 people in the room. Totally. Doing the game. I said, I totally get it. And she called in the Arizona Cardinal PA guy. I believe his name is Jim Barnett or Jack Burnett, something like that.
Okay.
And I'm not familiar with the guy. And she worked with him for years. And the guy came up and did a hell of a job. But, different environment, different stadium, different inflection, not familiar with the team.
Yeah.
So, he was didn't have the vested interest that I, as a lifelong fan, have.
Yeah.
So people were just thinking, oh, is that AI? So this whole thing just kind of snowballed. It's crazy the way this thing snowballed.
Yeah.
Because so he comes from a one announcer stadium. The Cardinal games are he does everything. He does
Paul, his name's you were right, Jim Barnett.
Yeah. So he does not only the football stuff, he does the halftime show, the game introductions, the break announcements, everything. All the announcements that you hear at the Cardinal Stadium is that one PA guy, Jim. And Niners, we have a 2 PA system with Danny Miller, who is an incredible PA guy. Danny, people are familiar with him doing the Sharks games, San Jose Earthquakes. does obviously the Niners. He does all the non-football stuff. He does the game intros. He does the halftime show, all the in-game announcements, things like that. And he actually is going to the Winter Olympics in Italy.
Nice.
Because of his work with the Sharks. He's been hired for several different Olympics to do Olympics hockey, PA at the Olympics hockey.
Killer.
So Danny he's like a PA guy, right? So people started speculating this, a Niner Nation guy who runs a blog site at the game was like, what is this, an AI voice? And he recorded part of Jim Barnett, and that kind of started things a little bit.
Yeah.
And then over the next couple of days, there were postings. There was a Facebook post or a Facebook site. I'm not a social media guy, so excuse my ignorance. And then it even got into an online article about how my name was never mentioned, ever, which I like it that way. I'm totally under the radar, and I do not mind that at all. Nobody ever wondered where is Tonelli or anything like that. I said, oh, I'm in my sweet spot. So so it started speculating what's going on with Danny Miller. Danny Miller, the voice of Levi's Stadium. Is he sick? And then it got to the point where people were speculating that he was admitted to the hospital with an undisclosed illness. And 49er fans are praying for Danny Miller and his speedy recovery. This whole thing just took off like wildfire on the internet. I have no idea how or why or who it was, but they completely got it wrong.
I like 49er fans praying for his recovery. I like
Danny Miller. And he wasn't even sick.
Yeah.
He didn't even miss the game. He was at the game. He was doing the other announcements.
He wasn't even sick. That's the best part. We're praying for him. We're going to have a team.
Where was he? He was there the whole time.
Paulie, I texted Paul. I'm like, wait, what's going on? Is Danny Miller okay? I'm hearing Danny Miller.
Yeah.
What?
And the guy's just sitting there doing his job. Like, no, fine. What's the problem? Well, we're all praying for you, man. We're praying for you. We have a mass tonight. We have a Danny Miller mass at 5 p.m. Please come and pray. Light a candle.
Poor guy. He's the most low-key, unassuming, humble guy. Does a great job. He's got the voice of God at Levi's Stadium. And so if people recognize the football voice, and that was Jim Barnett doing it,
oh man,
I can't believe that they didn't think, well, at least Danny Miller's still here doing the other announcements, right?
So you got to know that people were texting me during the game, and then we're getting people on the chat too who were at the game that said that they were lost that night without your voice.
Yeah, it's a testament, man. No, they do. They missed your whole.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So, given your kind of responsibilities at 49er games, Paul, do you have any responsibilities or jobs? Are you going to be on hand for the Super Bowl in any kind of capacity? Like,
so the NFL, they bring in Alan Roach. He's been doing all the NFL stuff for years.
Okay.
When, he does the Super Bowl every year. When they have one London game every year, he would go to London and do the London game. But now they seem to be doing that every week, right? He does the PA for the Minnesota Vikings.
Okay.
And he does the PA for the Colorado Avalanche.
Okay.
And he was actually doing both the Avalanche and the Denver Broncos for years. He was a sports radio guy in Denver, but he's a Minnesota guy born and raised. So when the Minnesota job came up, he started doing the Viking games. So he does Minnesota Vikings and Colorado Avalanche hockey. And then he does all the special NFL games. So he'll be doing the Super Bowl. I've been asked maybe to be his spotter.
Nice.
So I may be doing that for the Super Bowl when it comes to Levi's in February.
By the way, also that's awesome, Paul. And we're getting people in the chat, and this is no pressure. But if at some point during the show today you want to let people hear this is third down,
they are asking for it. There are multiple requests.
And,
yeah.
Well, Paulie, do you remember in my studio, and Shannon Kaler was there too, when we were talking about the cadence and the delivery and how you nail.
He's smart.
Not to get into like the weeds too much, Paul, but because you have to space it out the time, like. The timing is everything with what you do inside the stadium because of the pace of the game and how you got to get things moving along before the next play and everything. So you always time that this is third down very well, man. So no pressure, but if at some point during the show you want to do it, feel free.
Well, I remember that day in your studio at the radio station, and we were debating. This is what it came down to. We were debating whether it should be, and what we eventually went with was this is third down, right?
Right.
And the emphasis on the this. And the debate was, and there's high level discussions going on regarding this decision. They couldn't decide whether it should be this is third down or it's third down.
Right.
But we eventually went with I forget why we decided this is third down, but that's what we went with.
Well, I think it was the cadence like this.
Yeah, I
is
agree.
third down, and it just sounds good, man. So, and people get fired up about it. You're in the booth, you can't really tell because you're not in the stadium in the crowd watching people's or a part of the reaction, but people love it, man. That and the first down.
Like a cue. It's become like a cue for the crowd to start making some noise, especially if the Niners are on defense, which brings another question up. If the crowd is going crazy, Paul, and the Niners are on defense and you got to make your third down call, do you guys can you boost your levels or anything if you need to get like above a noisy crowd, or is it set at one spot all day?
It's pretty much set from what I understand. I've talked to the sound guy, and they have so much going on with the different things that they do throughout the game. He prefers to just be able to set it and forget it. And at least, and we've gone through a couple of different sound guys, and they're about the same. They're like, I like being the guy that they don't have to worry about.
Nice.
I don't want my voice to be all over the map and my inflection to be, I got to bring them up. I got to bring them down because they have a bunch of different things to worry about. So I just like to be, you know what, let me do my job and I'll try to stay out of your way. So I try to keep my voice as regulated as possible. And they don't really amp the sound up at all. But so there are times when it's so loud, especially at a playoff game or something like that, that I have a tough time hearing myself through the PA system. Doesn't screw me up at all, but it's like, wow, that crowd is loud today.
Yeah. I can't imagine the pronunciation guides you must get before every game, like all the names, and especially in preseason football. How big are the rosters for preseason football?
Yeah, and the double numbers on preseason football too.
Right. Right.
Hey,
by the way, speaking of the Niners, and I was thinking about this before it came on. I think this past Sunday, the Cleveland game, I thought was one of their grittiest wins of the season. I thought it was an unspectacular, but it was a great win because they're playing one of the best defenses in the league.
Yeah.
And still managed to put the amount of points on the board that they did and get creative with the offense and get points when they have the opportunity, right? And then even though Shedeur Sanders is inexperienced, he's a rookie and all that, Niner defenses have had difficulties with mobile quarterbacks in the past.
Oh yeah,
I thought the defense did a great game. The weather conditions sucked. It was cold and windy, and they came out of there with a real impressive win. I thought that was one of their best wins of the season.
Yeah. Go ahead, T.
Well, I agree. We agree with you, Paul, and we talked about that yesterday. And I was saying to Paulie yesterday that I loved Purdy's effort yesterday. And I thought, I love how he got rid of the ball a ton when instead of forcing throws, I thought he was mobile. Right. I thought, if you look at on paper, it's an average looking day, but I thought he played really well and avoided a ton of pressure from the Cleveland defense.
Yeah. Now they got a bye week to kind of, put things together, get healthy a little bit. Another week for Purdy's toe to kind of heal up a little bit. I was thinking maybe he's not pushing off maybe a little bit. That's why I had those picks last week, but those disappeared this week. I think they're really, really in good shape. Everybody's like, wow, they got that bye so late. I think that's a blessing in disguise.
Same here. Yep. Me too.
That's awesome. And what do you think about this guy, Juwan Jennings, Paul, and all the scuttlebutt?
He's basically pissed off the entire NFL with his mouth. Like every other team is like this. They're like, this asshole's got to be stopped. I mean, he's saying, Paul, think about this, man. He's pissing guys off so dramatically that they're actually slugging them in the nuts. Think about that. That's a new level of anger. But I'll let you answer Tony's question.
Well, no, I just I'm not a big fan of that kind of behavior. I love Jennings as a player. And, the Niners obviously can use him, and he's got great hands. Yeah. I just don't know where the attitude has kind of come from, but I'd rather not see that kind of thing, but that's me.
I want to ask Paul about just the job that Shanahan and his staff have done this year. Shanahan, Saleh, all those guys, considering they're 9-4, considering Purdy missed all that time, Kittle missed all that time, no Bosa, no Warner. I mean, the list, we all know the list. It's pretty dramatic. A lot of Pro Bowl talent, Brandon Ayuk. Do you think, in a way, Paul, this is one of the more, or maybe the most impressive season Shanahan has had, considering he's got him at 9-4, and also considering what he's had to work with this year, personnel-wise?
No, I do. I agree with that completely. I think he's just really, I guess you could say, matured as a coach, right? And he just seems more settled on the sideline, not as frantic as maybe 5 years ago or 6 years ago, something like that. I'm just kind of pulling that out of my ass, but time-wise. But he just seems very confident, very settled, and just more sure of what he's doing. And I love seeing Salah on the Niners sideline. I just think he looks at home. He looks relaxed. He looks like he's having fun.
Yeah.
And the Niner defense gradually is picking up where he left off when he left San Francisco years ago. It didn't start immediately, but they're getting more confident with their reads. They're playing faster and more aggressively and getting after the football. And I think that it's just taken time for Salah's philosophy and a style of coaching and what he brings to the defense to kind of filter through the defense and start making, its mark the way it did before. But you're starting to see some of those signs of the defenses that he coached when he was here before, with their speed and their reads and their aggressiveness.
Before you came on today, Paul, we were talking about what's left, what's ahead of the Niners. We got the bye. I totally agree. The bye week is coming at a good time. Let these guys heal up for a week or two. And then Tennessee, Indianapolis, Chicago, and Seattle. And I think I'm forgetting a game, but Chicago, Indianapolis, and Seattle, those are three relatively tough games. I mean,
yeah, they are.
Yeah. And what do you think the Niners should reasonably hope to get through? Like 2 out of those 3? Or you want them all if possible, but the team I'm really curious about, Paul, is the Bears. They have suddenly put this thing together where their offensive line is now literally dominating games. So that's probably the game I'm most concerned with. How about you? And then Seattle always, of course, but the Bears especially, I'm very curious about them. How about you? What's your view of those 3 teams, the tough ones they have to play?
Well, the one you want to get is the Seattle game, just because of the division and things like that. That's going to be a tough get.
Yep.
So I think you start there, but with saying, all right, let's get Seattle. The Bears have won 9 out of 10? Is that what their role is right now? Something like that?
Yeah.
And I thought that was an impressive win over Philadelphia on Friday. I didn't see the game, kind of read up on it a little bit, but when I saw the score after being busy on Friday, and I kind of forgot what time the game was coming on, I saw the score and I was like, holy crap, I did not expect that. It was kind of a dominating win for them against a pretty good Philadelphia team. So get 2 out of 3. I think that they can get Chicago. I just think, Williams still has some flaws at quarterback that they might be able to take advantage of, or maybe that Salah will see. And I don't know enough about Indianapolis. Haven't really seen them play. But the thing I love about Indianapolis is the work they've done with Daniel Jones at quarterback.
Yeah, incredible.
And it shows that some of these guys coming out of college, they still need to get coached in the NFL. And sometimes I wonder about the quarterback coaching in the NFL when these guys come out after spectacular college careers, and then they say, oh, he couldn't make it in the NFL, or he tried it here, or he tried it there. I think Daniel Jones is a perfect example of a guy that had the talent. Maybe he wasn't getting the coaching in New York, and now in Indy, he's found the magic sauce, and he's putting it all together.
Yeah, no, it's a very impressive story, and I'm happy for that kid. It kind of reminds me of Sam Darnold, who also had just a miserable time when he came out of college. I think he was with the Jets originally, and that was a disaster. And now he's a good, competitive starting NFL quarterback. We've seen him in Minnesota. He looks pretty good up in Seattle. And then, Paul, did you watch Monday night last night? Did you see the Pats?
I did not see the game last night.
Okay, well, the Patriots totally dominated the game, as you would expect, and that was their 10th win in a row. They've won 10 straight.
Is that incredible or what?
Unfreaking believable, and they're the only team in the NFL with 11 wins. So when I
love Vrabel.
Unbelievable job. No, he's done a spectacular job with that on both sides of the ball. But do you view them as it's kind of hard to do this because nobody expected this, but do you look at the Patriots and say, like, yeah, that's the best team in the NFL right now. Do you look at them that way? They do have the best record.
Yeah, I really don't. I just you got to think about their experience.
Yeah.
And I haven't studied their schedule to find out what their competition's been like. But it's just one of those things. As a fan, and I'm not really keeping 100% track of everything, but just by impressions, the eye test, I just don't trust it right now. I just don't think they are. But they could prove me wrong. I just haven't seen enough of them really to convince me.
And Tony, let me get one more in, and I'll hand it over to you. In the NFC, Paul, with the landscape is shifting so dramatically, like the Lions, who knows? They might not even make the playoffs. Here come the Dallas Cowboys. They're on fire. Who do you see as the most formidable team right now in the NFC?
Well, I don't want to sound like a homer, but I really think the Niners.
Wow. Okay.
Got to be considered. And if the defense keeps ramping it up over the next few weeks, that defense might be hitting stride right in time for the playoffs. When they say defense wins championships and all that stuff, but they might be hitting their stride if Purdy's healthy. But, the other thing is, they got Mac Jones in the on-deck circle, and that's not really, a huge step down at all. He's shown that what he could do during the 5 or 6 weeks he was in. So everybody seems to be sold on the Rams, and I am not sold on the Rams for some reason.
Okay.
I don't know why. I think Stafford's amazing, and I think when he has time, he'll beat anybody.
I agree.
I think that if the Niners played the Rams again, I think the Niners win. I think Saleh would dial up something to get pressure on Stafford and get him off his mark and out of his game. So when it comes to the rest of the NFL, I think you do have to keep an eye on Dallas, as bad as they looked earlier.
Yeah,
they seem to be kind of putting it together, and you get CeeDee Lamb and who's the other guy?
Pickens, yeah.
Pickens.
Oh, Pickens, yeah.
It shows how much I've been paying attention.
Well, no, both of those guys, they probably have the best wide receiver tandem in the NFC.
You throw Prescott in there.
Yeah,
they're always going to be dangerous. But I don't know about Detroit, and I'm not sold on Green Bay either. I think you can kind of disrupt Love a little bit.
I'm not sold on Philly anymore either. They're just starting their downward spiral again. So Detroit's going down, Philly's going down. These are all the teams that we were so kind of not in awe of, but certainly we were impressed with them at the beginning of the year. And now they've just totally kind of dropped off, especially Philly. They look entirely beatable right now.
So I've always had a quick and dirty 3-piece handicapping system, especially when it gets late in the NFL season or into the playoffs. And there's nothing scientific behind it. It's just the way I kind of look at it is you pick 2 out of 3. So you got two teams playing each other, right? And you look at the quarterback, the head coach, and the defense.
Yeah.
Which of those 2 teams wins 2 out of 3? And I think with the Niners right now, that you're looking at a team that could go 3 out of 3 against almost anybody else in the NFL with their head coach, their defense, and their quarterback. The Rams would be tight, obviously, with Stafford and McVay. I don't know that they have the defense that the Niners do. And I think the Niners defense, I think, is going to make the difference down the stretch and into the playoffs. So, but that's my whole quick and dirty handicapping. Who's got the better quarterback? Who's got the better head coach? And who's got the better defense? Whatever team wins 2 out of 3 of those is the team I like to win the game.
Using that formula, Paul, what do you think about Seattle then? Because Seattle keeps winning ball games, but Darnold had a below average game on Sunday, and they still won 26-0.
I know, but look at the season. Was it last year, Darnold with Minnesota?
Yeah.
Right? Everybody was talking about him throughout the season. Where did this guy come from? Great season. He's doing the same thing this year, not to detract, but in the last couple of games of the season, Sam Darnold showed up.
Yeah.
And he got pressured, and he had 2 horrible games. One was, I think, the last game of the season, and then the other one was their first game in the playoffs. And he had 2 horrible games, getting pressured. He was throwing the ball all over the field, wasn't seeing his receivers, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, there's Sam Darnold. And I think you might see the same thing again this year with Seattle, and see what happens when it comes down to crunch time and playoffs are on the line, or you're in the playoffs, or each game is on the line. You might see Sam Darnold show up again.
Well, and unfortunately, and he's also my fantasy quarterback, so I hope that doesn't happen. But Paul, Uncle Paul,
And your other
Right.
fantasy quarterback's not playing, right? Penix, he's out, isn't he?
Penix is hurt, but I did a trade for Kirk Cousins, and I'm on the
Oh.
scrap heap, dude.
Kirk Cousins, what are you doing? You might as well just cut yourself with a knife. That's only gonna hurt you in the long run. Kirk Cousins.
Well, the only thing about Cousins is that he will throw the ball a ton because he's not a mobile quarterback. He's not going to.
He'll throw the ball a ton in between prayers, Tony. In between prayers. Yeah.
You know, all I need just points. I don't care if he wins ball game. Just give me points. But do you like the parity in the NFL, Paul, or do you prefer when there's just a few juggernauts and you know they're going to just butt heads in the postseason and it's going to be, you know, Chiefs, Eagles, or Niners, Cowboys, or those eras when there were just a few teams? Or do you like this parity where it's just wide open?
Well, it depends on where that parity is. I mean,
Yeah.
Sometimes you can see a real low level of mediocrity in the parity, right? And I think the NFL has a little bit of that this year. I prefer not to have one or two dominant teams, but if you get a handful of dominant teams, the AFC's been good about that. With in the past, and obviously the Chiefs have been a juggernaut over the past 5 or 6 years, but still you get the Bills and the Ravens and the Chiefs. Now you get the Broncos coming up, and Tomlin's always in the mix with Pittsburgh. But if you get, I think, 4 or 5 teams among that top level of parity, I think that's when the NFL rises to the top. You don't want that parity in the middle or the bottom half of the league. So I don't mind parity with the upper echelon teams if you get 4 or 5 that really have to battle it out. I'm not a big fan of the 1 or 2 teams at the top.
Yeah. You mentioned the Ravens. Lamar Jackson seems to be off this year.
Yeah, he does. I don't know if he's still
he's battling some injuries, but he seems to be
legs are
off.
getting,
I've been watching him.
weary a little bit.
He's not making.
And
it's pretty interesting to watch him. So I don't know if the Ravens will be.
He was getting chased down on this past week, and I saw one play. He just kind of flipped the ball away or something. Like, I don't want any of this. So I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, Paul.
Hey, did you see the game last night at all?
I did not.
Oh, okay. Because there's a hit on Jackson Dart that by the linebacker Christian Ellis for the Patriots. And
I've heard about the hit. I have not seen it.
I blew him right off his feet.
Yeah,
literally took him off his feet. Yeah.
And he was on his way, probably out of bounds, but still in the field of play. It was a totally legal hit.
Sure.
Paulie and I were talking about early on in the show that if it was Mahomes and this hit was laid on Mahomes,
oh, dude, they would have had an ambulance on the field. There would have been a full scale investigation. You know what I mean? In fact, let's wrap on that, Paul. Let's wrap on that because I appreciate the time, and we'll let you go in a sec. But
that's all right.
On that note, where the Chiefs are right now at 6-6, they have been like the dominant team in the league, like you said, the last 5 or 6 years. Do you think this? I guess is a yes or no, but are they a playoff team this year when the smoke?
Well, I have to stand by my preseason bet because I took plus money on no, they do not make the playoffs before the season started.
Nice.
So,
nice. What were the odds? What odds did you get on that?
It was like 2.5 to 1.
Okay.
Not
That's
great because everybody's saying, oh, they're going to win the Super Bowl again, right? So I did not get great odds on that. But I just didn't think they're going to make the playoffs. I didn't have any inside info or anything like that. I just, I got the feeling their run is up.
Me too.
And that's as much to do with the team as it is to do with the ebb and flow of the NFL.
Yeah.
So, it's.
I mean, and their division's gotten a lot better now. Denver has become a really good team in the AFC. The Chargers are 7-4. They'll probably be a wild card team too. So, the Chiefs, they have obstacles in front of them, and I'm with you, man. I don't think they're going to get in when the smoke clears. I really don't. And last thing I'll ask Paul, and then if you got something else, Tony, go for it. But I'm very curious, man, about this Thursday night game. You got 2 teams that really, really need this win in Detroit and Dallas. And Paul, I can't believe, I think I like the Cowboys in this game based on their firepower. Like based on what I've been seeing lately, Dallas is inspired. They're playing really well. Their defense has got a little bit better. And the Lions just look lost. They look like they've kind of lost their way. But who do you like? Because it's a big game for both teams.
I think I like the over.
which
Nice.
is which is
Nice.
what?
I have no idea. I haven't even looked at it
I'm
yet.
looking for that right now.
Yeah. Well,
What
there's
is it?
definitely
Is it
for
in the
that
low
right now.
50s, high 40s, low 50s?
yeah, easily. I would
The
think
game's
so.
at Detroit. The game's at Detroit. Yeah, 54 and a half.
Oh,
54
wow, that's
and a
high. I
half.
was going to say 52. I have not looked. Wow, that is, you know what they
Yeah.
say, when it's high, go over,
Yeah.
when it's low, go under.
Yeah.
So,
Nice. That's great. And it's Detroit just -3 at home. So
Yeah. Boy.
yeah, well, the old gambling phrase, put a gun to my head. I think, put a gun to my head. You have to take whoever's getting the points in a game like that. But
Yeah.
I think Detroit wins, though. I think they get back on the winning track.
Boy, I don't know what to make of
that'd
them
be
anymore,
interesting.
man, because they've had several must-have games and they have not been able to get up over the mountain. And it's like, just they were so dominant last year, and they really do remind me of Philly in terms of how they kind of dominated last year, and then this year there are games when the Lions look entirely beatable, but it's going to be curious because they need this one. They have to have this one. So
they're missing Ben Johnson, right? So and didn't they have some changes on their offensive line as well?
They did. They did. Oh, by the way,
yeah.
Speaking of, we should wrap this with a couple of quick Niner notes. Sorry, Paul, I forgot to mention
That's
this
right.
earlier. Ben Bart, speaking of offensive line, our offensive lineman, he's going to miss the rest of the season. Yeah. He's got that foot injury. He's going to have surgery, so he's out. And then I just got this morning too. Kyle Juszczyk broken ribs.
Ooh,
so
ouch.
Fractured ribs on Kyle Juszczyk. So that's going to be something that you don't really heal from that. We've seen this before. I remember Steve Young with the broken ribs in the playoffs. It didn't go well. So I don't know how effective Juszczyk will be. I'm sure he'll probably try to get back on the field, but just kind of updating the Niner injury report with those two. And Barch out for the year. He's done.
That's brutal.
Yeah. Especially
Paul, last question for you. Totally not football related at all. Looking at the Guild music calendar in Menlo Park.
Marshall Tucker Band's coming up.
Yes, Marshall Tucker Band's coming up in the new year. But before that, you got Blind Boys of Alabama.
Always good. I've seen them there
Smokey
before.
Robinson. Yeah.
I know Smokey. What's Smokey? 93 now? How old is Smokey?
He's definitely in his 80s. There's no 85. God bless him. God bless him. I bet he can still sing his ass off, though. For real. I bet you can.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys remember. I'm really going deep age-wise here, but the old Batman TV series with Adam West.
Hell yeah!
And they had a villain called False Face. Right, the guy had a plastic face. As a disguise. Yeah. That's who Smokey Robinson reminds me of these days.
Oh, dude. Yeah, he's had a couple of procedures done. Poor guy. I mean,
Look up False Face. Batman TV show False Face. You'll see Smokey.
I will, because I don't remember False Face. I'm actually very curious. I remember all the standards. I remember your Joker. I don't remember False Face. The Riddler. I remember him. Hold on, Tony.
Yeah, they had 3 different cat women.
Oh yeah, and a Batgirl. Throwing an occasional
Batgirl.
Yeah.
Yvonne Del Carlo.
Nice, dude. Nice. I'll drop an Eartha Kitt on you for
Eartha Kitt was the original Catwoman.
Yeah, man. Shout out.
And then Lee Mayweather was one. There's False Face. There it is. Here's Smokey.
Poor Smokey. I can't believe we're dissing Smokey like this. I see what you're saying, though, dude. I do.
You got a Smokey you can put up next to
the tracks of my tears. I need you. Yeah,
you can still hit the high notes.
Yeah, you can. False Face. That's what I'm going to remember today's piece by. False Face. I swear to God, I don't remember that. They should be showing those reruns, dude. They should be showing those reruns. I would watch that. I would watch a Batman.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Julie Newmar was the other Catwoman.
Oh, nice, Paul. Nice, bro. Nice. Hey, Paul, listen, man, thank you for the time today. It's always great.
Next time I'll try to come up with I know you're limited what you can do song-wise, but see if I can have a little, off the radar music for you at the end.
Hell yeah, man. Bring it on, Paul. Anytime, man. Anytime. But anyway, great talking to you. Get well, keep getting healthy, and we look forward to hearing you back at Levi's soon, brother.
This is Third Down. There he is.
And there's Smokey. Smokey loves the ball.
Poor Smokey. I don't.
Incredible.
I feel bad
Smokey.
picking on Smokey. You know, he's like a national treasure. That guy. We're over
Hey,
here.
Paul, before we let you go, we have a super. This is Don Peralta. He's also the art director of the show. He says, Uncle Paul, can you join us on 12/5, which is this Friday, for the PMPs, our holiday frolic at Standard Deviant? He says, hope to see you there. Said, I know, Paul, you have another engagement.
We have an
on
annual
Friday that I'll be joining you with. Yes. We have a Baylob. It's Baylob, the Bay Area Legends of Broadcasting, and it's a complete sarcasm in that title. But I'll be joining Paul at Skoma's earlier in the day, and then I'll be at Standard Deviant. And Paul, I'm going to try and rally you and the rest of the Baylobbers down to Standard Deviant at Pier 70 after you guys are done carousing. The Buena Vista and Fisherman's Wharf, and
North Beach, and a lot of the haunts around North Beach. Going to take us a while to get down to Pier 70.
Yeah, that might be a big ask. That's all the way across town, man. I know, because once Tonelli gets rooted in North Beach, that's it, man. Paul drops anchor in North Beach, understandably, you know.
That's down to the old area. They used to do a lot of movie filming back down there in the even numbered piers south of the city back in the day. Clint Eastwood did, I think, toward the end of Magnum Force was like Pier 54 or something like that.
100%, dude. They killed a guy in the bridge in the booth. There was
I think that was the Enforcer.
Yeah, no, the Enforcer. Nice. Yeah, the Enforcer.
They killed the bridge operator in the booth.
Dude, same movie, Paul. Because you're right.
That's right where Oracle Park is, 3rd Street Bridge.
100%. Also in that movie, The Enforcer, earlier in the film, there's a scene where they have the mayor of San Francisco at a Giants game
at Candlestick Park.
Yes. And then they got to usher him out of there. They throw him in a limousine and stuff. But there's some really good Candlestick footage in that movie, too. Just side note.
No, they filmed that actually at the game. It wasn't like they spliced in pictures of the game or film of a game like B-roll. They actually filmed that at an actual Giants game.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. It's awesome, man.
We can talk San Francisco movie stuff for days.
Next time we will.
Be a subject sometime.
Yeah, next time we will. We'll do that instead of what's his name? Fresh Face. What's his name?
False Face.
False Face, dude. False Face. That's all. That's gonna be with me for the rest of the day. False Face. All right, Tonelli, thank you, brother. Thanks for the time today, man. Great seeing you.
I dare you to go to the guild and sit up in the back row and say, "Hey, False Face."
I'd be the guy to do it. I'll do it. Yeah.
We missed the whole guild's calendar. Sorry about that, Tony.
Oh no, that's okay. That's okay. I'll just meet you. I'll just come pick you up and take you to a show. Blind Boys
Alabama, all over.
Or Gary Clark Jr.
Oh, that's right.
And then Gary Clark Jr. in January. Yeah, that's in January. So we're going to reprise False Face for a second for everybody that might have missed it a few minutes ago. What is this? Oh, come on.
You lost it.
Guy. Hold on. There he is.
Yeah.
There it is.
There it is.
That's tough, man.
Amazing.
Poor Smokey.
So
I can't believe we attached this guy to Smokey Robinson. You know what I mean? That's the way it got today.
I think it's the hat. The hat makes it.
So good. Yes, it's so good, Paul. Hey, Paul, thanks for taking the time, man. Always love having you on the show.
Always a lot of fun.
It's a Tonelli Tuesday.
Anytime you need
Tuesday
me.
rules.
Good to see you guys. Glad the podcast is going well. You guys are knocking it out of the park. Way to go.
Thanks,
Bravo.
Paul. Be well, brother. See you soon, man.
Paul
Tonelli, everybody. One of our favorites. Dude, False Face. Dude, False Face.
I didn't.
I've never heard of False Face. I
I
fancy myself a fan of the early Adam West TV show. I have no memory of False Face, but I love the name. I love the picture, and I just love having Tonelli. And by the way, just for the PNPers in the comment room, Tonelli can talk old San Francisco for freaking years, dude. He's an old San Francisco head. I kind of am too. In fact, he's the only guy that I've ever met. I think maybe Murph remembered this, but maybe not, because Murph didn't live in I lived in the city when I was a kid in the 70s, and I dropped this on Tonelli, and he knows exactly what I'm talking about. I used to live on Euclid, and I would walk up Clement Street. That's how I got turned on to Giorgio's way back in the day. And then right beyond Giorgio's, a couple of blocks later, Tony, do you remember the toy store King Norman's, dude? Do you remember King Norman's?
Yes.
I used to go to King Norman's
definitely.
as a
Most
little
definitely.
kid. Oh, dude, it was like being in heaven for a little kid. So I'd be running up to King Norman's, and when I dropped King Norman's on Tonelli, he's right there. He's like, oh, yeah, King Norman's was the best. By the way, I'm realizing, too, we got to give Dr. Matt Young some love, Tony, before we wrap today.
Yes.
Dr. freaking Matt Young. Remember when I was, and by the way, put us in the teeth when you get a chance, because there we go. Thank you. Dr. Matt Young has some of the same, Tony, attributes, if I may, as Carlos De La Fuente in that this is another, what's so funny?
I know, I'm laughing at us being in the mouth, dude. And I love that you saying attributes double time.
I want to drop attributes. I feel like there's a little delay on Tony today. You guys picking that up? There's like a little delay on Tony. I don't know why that is, but there is. Yeah, a little bit of a delay. It's a little, maybe just some Wi-Fi issues, but that's okay. We can pull through it and wrap it up today and then figure it out for tomorrow. I'm not worried about it. I'm just throwing it out there. So, but one of the aforementioned attributes that Dr. Matt Young shares with Carlos De La Fuente, Tony, is the 25 plus years of experience once again. And not only that, this is another guy who we are very good friends with behind the scenes. It's not just a business thing. Dr. Matt Young and I have been friends for a long time. Tony has been a very satisfied customer. I know his entire family is going to be going in soon. I'm not sure if Dami Peralta's made his appointment yet, but wait till he cleans up Dom's teeth too, because Dom's teeth will be sparkling in no time at all. If you're listening in and you're like, you know what, I've been hearing these guys talk about Matt Young for freaking months. I got to make an appointment of my own. Please do go ahead and do that. 415-392 8611. You can also just shoot him an email and inquire about availability, stuff like that, when you can get in. info@youngdentalsf.com. He is what I like to say the best in the business as far as personality. You won't find a better guy than Dr. Matt Young. In fact, dude, on Thanksgiving, this is how Dr. Matt Young rolls. Do you have access to those photos, Tony, to show how you want to talk about holiday frolics? Holy smokes, dude.
Oh, you know what?
Hold on. What?
Yeah, let me get those up there, Paul. Let me get those up there. Hang on. I'll pull those.
Sprinkle your magic. Yeah. I want to show you the very handsome family of a Dr. Matt Young. They were over in Hawaii. They might even still be there. I'm not sure, but they were there for the Thanksgiving holiday. I know that for sure. And it's a very, very handsome family, from the kids to Mrs. Young to Mr. Young, all of them incredibly good looking, handsome people. And then when you get down to hold on. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. God bless America. Boy, I got pangs of jealousy looking at that, Tony. Look at that. And which island was he on? Do you remember?
This was Oahu, and this is where they filmed Jurassic Park, right there. That picture right there is where they filmed some of the scenes in Jurassic Park. And when he was texting us, I'm like, "Is that Kauai?" And he goes, "No, that's Oahu," and where they filmed Jurassic Park. So freaking cool! And look at this sunset pic that he sent. Look at that magical scene.
Incredible. When was the last time you set foot on the beaches of Hawaii, Tony?
A year ago, like last November. So 13 months ago, we were in Kauai. It's amazing.
I was in Hawaii. It's like this delay. I keep talking over Tony. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, because I think you're done, but then you're still talking. The delay's throwing me out of whack. And we had all these big pauses, like when we were talking to Tonelli. We're like, "Hey, Paul, do you like the Lions?" Yeah, I think they're pretty good. Like, there was like that the whole time. It was really throwing me off. Anyway, Doctor, I'm not kidding. Anyway, you guys in a good comment line know what I'm talking about. It's been a weird show today, but fun show. Anyway, go down to see Dr. Matt Young. He's phenomenal at what he does. He offers all of the comprehensive dental care that you can imagine: cleanings, fillings, implants, veneers, orthodontics, emergency care. Great team, great staff. Tony's a big fan of Joyce down there. In fact, I will invite Dr. Young to join us on Friday personally. Hopefully he can. It's really about his schedule. He's got a couple of kids in high school. He's got the business. He's running that business over there in Union Square, and that's where he's located, 490 Post Street in Union Square. Beautiful part of San Francisco. Get on down there, make an appointment, and spend some time. Shouldn't have any problems with the insurance coverage. He accepts pretty much all the major insurance companies. So make your appointment today. And last thing I would say about Dr. Matt Young, and I like to remind people of this. If you are in need of an implant procedure, he is the best in the country at that. In fact, he's the president of the American Academy of Implant Dentistry. You can check out the thousands of positive reviews on Yelp, on Google. Just check him out. And again, he does specialize in implant surgery and implant restorations, Tony. And look at your sparkling teeth, dude. He did a great job on you.
Heck yeah, dude. I love Dr. Young. Love the Young Dental Group. And you mentioned Joyce earlier. She's amazing. The whole staff's amazing. And again, the whole point we talk about all the time is nobody really looks forward to going to the dentist. But this actually, they make the dentist enjoyable. They make the whole experience enjoyable, and they put you at ease. And Dr. Young puts you at ease. And his whole staff does. And really, and I stress this every single time we talk about Dr. Young, the fact that they work their tails off, that they are open 6 days a week, and that they're open until 7 p.m. on weekdays and 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. They're open and available for you and very flexible. You need that flexibility with everybody's busy schedules, especially if you have kids, which I do. And so having them open 7 p.m. or on the weekends is a huge thing, P.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. And I'm sure your kids are going to love Dr. Matt Young, too, when they go in. He's great with the kids, and Tony's got great kids. That'll be a great partnership just kind of waiting to happen down there. So thank you, Dr. Matt Young, for all you do, buddy. We freaking love you, and we appreciate you, and hope to see you on Friday as well. All right, Tony, I would say that should basically wrap it up, unless you want to finish the unfinished top three, because I think we got one more topic. Is that right? Do we leave it after two? I think
we do. I feel like it'd be great for the night flight. If we do the night flight, we're gonna have Bonnie Scarlet Fire on the night flight tomorrow night too. We can finish the top three tomorrow night on the night flight as well, and get into the dubs and continue the Niners bye-week chatter. And the night flight always brings the unexpected. So we can do number three tomorrow night. I think it'd be a fun topic for tomorrow night.
Okay, Tony, gotcha. So we'll put, Tony, if I may, we'll put a pin in that bad boy, and we'll punt it to tomorrow night, the night flight. Actually, to be kidding aside, I'm very much looking forward to Bonnie Scarlet Fire coming on as a guest sponsor. And again, if you're new to the show or you're trying to figure out why they're doing this, this is like kind of a new way we're opening up the show to include more of you on screen with us. That way we get to interact, kind of the way traditional sports talk radio would on the phones back in the old days. It's really not even part of the broadcasting, the programming anymore. They don't really take calls, but I always like doing that. Tony always liked doing that. We love interacting with the audience, and we do it as much as we can, given the format we have now with the comment line. We love you guys. I look at this thing all the time, but this is a way to offer you a chance to, first of all, support the show as a sponsor. You can choose Tony's top three, the music assignment, show us your ticket stubs, studs and duds, you know what I mean? Hot and sour picks. Any of those are up for grabs. If you want to join us, sponsor a segment, that way you can help us. You support the show, and we get to kind of riff and hang out with you guys too. So that's what's happening. We look forward to that tomorrow night. And Tony, I guess that's it. Final thoughts, and then we can wrap and go eat some lunch. I'll leave it to you, buddy.
No, final thoughts, man, is I love Paul coming on the show. Tonelli Tuesdays. I'm a big fan. I love that Neil Denardi gave me this apron, the Dancing Bears, Grateful Dead Dancing Bears apron, because I was robeless to start the Roby Tuesday show. And Paulie, I love what Paul said about how the Niners have as good of a shot as anybody to be playing at Levi's in February. So
I really do feel like the Niners somehow, they're kind of like under the radar nationally. I mean, I think people acknowledge them as a good team, but you don't hear the Niners mentioned in the same breath as like, the Patriots, the Rams, the Bears, all these other teams that are getting a lot more attention and press. And maybe that's a good thing. I just have a hard time like imagining, I hope this happens, but I mean, without Bosa, without Fred Warner in the middle of the field, that would be the only heartbreaking thing if they go on a deep run, is that they would be doing it without Fred Warner, who, by the way, is already back in rehab, and Fred Warner is already working on getting healthy. God bless him. I love Fred Warner. I know all of us Niner fans love Fred Warner. But in any case, all right, Tony, great job today, dude. A lot of fun. It's all about false face, okay? False face. Yeah.
Dude. False face. The freaking false face is amazing. Also, you mentioned about sponsoring those segments, Paulie. I just want to remind people, go to YouTube, our YouTube channel at Polymax Particles. Please, when you're there, hit the like button, hit the thumbs up like button for us. really get into that algorithm and play the algorithm game, as they say. And then if you want to click the links right below our bio, you can see the merch link, and that's where you can sponsor any of the segments. Or if you plan to come on Friday, click the Eventbrite link and RSVP for our holiday frolic this Friday, starting at 4:00 at Standard Deviant on Pier 70. So that's all I got for today, P.
Well said, Tony. Thank you so much. And you know how I have the pre-show post of the day? I want to end today's show with like the final comment of the day. Don't know what the context is. Don't know what's behind this. I just looked over and I see from Patty from Napa, the queen of the scene. She goes, "No nookie for Mikey." Okay. I don't know what was behind that or what led to that, but I love it. No nookie for Mikey. I'm kind of obsessed with Mikey. I'm becoming like fascinated by this guy. He watches California Girls on the big screen on Thanksgiving night. That's my kind of guy. Anyway, Patty, no nookie for Mikey. I don't know what's going on, but you made me laugh at that one. And Tony, you can crossfade us out of here. Thank you, everybody, so much for supporting the show. We will see you tomorrow night for the night flight. Tony, take us home, kid.
Heck yeah.
Business hours are over, baby. It's business. It's business time.
Ooh. Thank you, Creative Tony. Well done on location. Creative Tony out there in the wild on location. He's getting it done in the freaking Longbridge apron. Give Neil Donardi my best. I got to be honest, I'm jealous. I have pangs of jealousy that you get to hang with Donardi and I don't. But I'll make up for that on Friday when I see him. I'll give him a big bear hug. I love Neil. All right, you guys. Yeah, Rex, free Mikey. You know what I mean? Free Mikey. No nookie for Mikey. I don't know what's going on. That'll be continued tomorrow night. Love you guys. Thanks for supporting the show. We'll see you on the night flight. Creative Tony, onward and upward. And cheers, y'all. Enjoy your Tuesday. Go Warriors. Go Warriors.
Go Dubs. Peace, y'all.